Well, I think this is the best card we've went over so far. What's up, it's True Kingston, and it's another episode of Terrible Tech Cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! And today, the card we're going to go over is Vanity's Call, which overall isn't a bad card in terms of its effect. It's definitely usable. Compared to all the other cards, this is very usable. It's just somewhat conditional on what deck you'll be able to use this against, and there's simple ways to play around it. So Vanity's Call, all it does is you can only activate it as a chain link 4 or higher, and it just negates everything else in the chain, but you have to pay half your life points to activate it. So when it comes to this card, I think the biggest issue is the chain link part. Like, I still think it's crazy that you have to pay half your life points to wait for that condition to happen, but this card is situational because it's a chain link 4 or higher. Now, I don't know if you know this, but it's not many times decks don't really go into chain link 4s too much, or chain link 3s I should say. They can. It's not hard to do it. They don't have to though, and you better win once you activate this, especially if you're playing in like IRL and TCG LCG rules. You better win after you activate this, because people can just, once they see you have this card, they can literally just play around it by separating their activations of effects. Like, if you don't win after this, people will just play around this card. But the good thing is it's a counter trap, and then it negates everything in a chain. It just sucks that something that is somewhat conditional like this has to cost half your life points. But this card is definitely nowhere near the rest of them. I want to put a card in here. I didn't want to go over everything that's just completely terrible. Like, this is a card you could put in a deck, and it can do its purpose. A lot of other, like margin trading, you can't do shit with that really. Except make people brick if they're playing a brick in their deck, which most people don't play a brick in their deck, so yeah. But yeah, if you're talking about the times this card is useful, the two main decks I can think of, it comes in handy against Snake Eyes, but they can do Link 2. They can do Chain Link 2s. The biggest matchups I can think of that I commonly was running into, of course when Tier was meta, it was going crazy. Even though Tier's still around, they're back to a degree, so it worked against them. If they get a good mill, you can pretty much just turn off their damn mill. So I think it works good against Tier. But then there's Labyrinth. And Labyrinth does do a lot of chain link 3s and higher. Labyrinth chains with itself a lot. But against any other deck, you're probably going to be sacrificing your own cards. You're probably going to have to activate some of your own cards in the chain. Which a lot of times that's how chains start. Somebody will activate something, then you activate a card. And that's how the chain link kind of begins. They'll go back and forth. So when you activate, you're going to be negating some of your own cards. If you only negate your opponent's cards, then the card will be cracked. I think they should maybe do that. But that's going to be it for me. What you guys think of this card? I think it definitely has a use, but I don't think it's worth running personally. You better off just running a Solemn Judgment. That'll pretty much shut down the chain since it's a counter trap anyway. But that's it for me, True Kingston, and we out.